A couple folks, probably more than a couple folks in the audience, have felt that youth are pretty much an afterthought in our conversation tonight. And they want to know, what do you see as the biggest needs for young people? And what is your plan for youth development in our city?
I think the biggest needs for youth in any community is outlets. Being able to explore your wants and needs and other facets besides schools and family is definitely important, because as we all know, a lot of people's home situations aren't ideal. And in order for people to be successful, or youth to be successful, they have to see what success means. And one way that me and my brother work with the youth through our business is that we work with an array of internship programs like Summer Jobs 253, Next Move internship, and we also work closely with the Pierce County Juvenile Detention Center. We practice things like but we show them how to run a small business, what it takes to be successful, and being their own boss, and showing them ways that they can be successful and on the path that they're going. So I think being good role models, providing outlets for youth, and then also informing them about local politics. I think the demographic already for local politics is small, and if the future lies within the youth, we have to get them informed about the whole process.
So for over the past 10 years or so, I've been really involved in youth development. It's been my passion. It's been the profession that I pursued because I really wanted to help young people, because throughout my life I always had mentors and people to support me, sometimes push, pull me, kick me, do whatever they got to do to make sure I was supposed to do what I needed to do. So that's kind of been my approach. To this day, I'm still mentoring young people as a council member, even though I don't do this as a profession anymore. So working with young people is extremely important to me. Making sure that young people have access to the resources is extremely important. On the council, we make sure that we have a youth position on every one of our boards and commissions. So we want to make sure young people are involved. I've been extremely supportive of the mayor's initiative to establish a youth council. So the city of Tacoma is keeping young people in mind. And as chair of our gang prevention program, we focus on young people and make sure that they are staying out of trouble, have the resources that they need to be successful, and I'm extremely proud of that work.
So in addition to what Keith just said, we put our money where our mouth is. And so just for the next 2 years, we put 35% of our budget dollars for human services funding grants into preparing children and youth for success. And this would include money for young adult programming, servicing, and sheltering, including the youth shelter we have at Beacon Center. So you put your money where your mouth is. My 8-year-old would say the greatest need is Legos, but I disagree. I also serve with the Mayor on the Workforce Development Board, and on that board, we have 2 bold goals right now throughout Pierce County. And one is to take what we call disconnected youth, kids who aren't in school and kids who don't have a job between the ages of 18 to 24, and we do something government's typically not that good at. We go and find them and we connect them with job training and resources. I've been a champion on this council for our new local employment apprenticeship program, one where we basically double down the requirement that says when we spend money in your city on public work infrastructure projects, those dollars are going to go to the youth in this community, to their job training, to their apprenticeship, to their career opportunities.
One of the things that I think we need to do is connect college students who are having a hard time with housing with the elderly and disabled who are lonely or having a hard time maintaining their properties, so that we can keep people in their homes and house our young people who are being educated. We need to make sure for youth of all ages that transportation is frequent and safe. We need to make sure that there's equity, because resources are often dispersed unequally throughout Tacoma, unfortunately. And as I said, my family and I come from those areas. We need to ensure that we stop having a disproportionate number of sex offenders released in Pierce County, because we have the resources and infrastructure for them. We need to, so we now have a disproportionate risk in Tacoma for our young people of all ages. Thank you.
So I think one of the things that we can do is see youth in the decision-making process. I think a great way to start is to elect leaders that have families, and I think we've got a pretty good slate of folks up here that will speak up for young people and youth. I'm a big supporter of the commission, the youth commission that the mayor started this year, so we're actually listening to children when we're making decisions about them. I can't take credit for the concept around child-friendly cities, but I'm very supportive of it. It turns out if we build our city for children, it's good for all of us. And so any of the concepts around child-friendly cities, whether that be transportation and infrastructure, or supporting our youth, making sure that we're addressing bullying, supporting our LGBTQ youth, and really I think one of the number one things we can do is making sure we're addressing gun violence in our schools.
So, yeah, I think what the youth need is a future. And I've hired a bunch of people when I was working at the city in jobs, well-paying jobs, machinist jobs, electricians, and it was really hard to find Tacoma candidates in those employment roles. And so one of the things I did at the city was I made relationships with the local high schools, and we brought those high school kids in to give them a job shadow experience where they could just see the kinds of things that were available to them. So that they knew that if they wanted to go to a trade school instead of college, that there would be a job that might pay, $30, $40 an hour that would be waiting for them. And I think that's a really important way to try to build the connections between the city and the education system so that the youth of Tacoma see the future in Tacoma.
So for the young kids, we want to make sure that they have opportunities to play in safe parks, play in safe areas, and be able to grow and foster. My daughter was one of the first kids to go through the Children's Museum when it relocated to the first floor of the United Way building there on Pacific Avenue. And the delight to see her playing on the water table or pretending she's on a spaceship was truly amazing. It's a gift that the city has such a space. And as they grow, give them opportunities. One of the programs that I'm really excited about that the city's doing right now is a partnership with the Tacoma schools. This summer, over the course of 3 weeks, they took a cohort of 9 students and they gave them training in, they walked out of this down at the Environmental Services Center. They walked out with their flagger card, their HAZWalker 30, their OSHA 10, and their OSHA 30. And what that really means is that any of those kids, when they turn 18, they can walk down to a hiring hall and they can sign up on the dispatch list. So we need to show them those opportunities, that there's more than just college, and that they can be working here in the city.
So, as a former or recovering high school history teacher, football coach, and I'm a Palmer Scholar mentor, I would say the first thing we need to do is probably ask the youth in the community what they want to do and how we can better support them. I think we need to start by not thinking we know what they need and instead asking them. I went to high school for a long time, and they're really good at telling you what you need, and they actually really know what they need. They're very intelligent. Along with that, I think he talked about it, but I think there should be a youth member on every commission, board, and committee that we have in the city. I'm on the library board. We don't have a youth member right now. I'd like to get a youth member on there and get that voice and build that muscle of community engagement. So a young kid is on the board, and then they know, hey, I can do this. I can be involved and really build that going forward. And then the last thing, I think just looking at Tacoma Public Schools, our community partners, and giving students those experiences in the community and showing them where you could engage. So if we ask them they don't know, well, hey, here's a list, a menu of options and choices where you can go out and get engaged. And working for the school district like I do right now on the library board, I think I'm in a good position to help do that.